Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy Burt Crown 88 coming to the YouTube video, and I started season 2 with a brand new season 2 team. I started it off, I was gonna speed run the XP path, which I did, and now that we have done the XP path, we have finished our goal of speed running season 2. We have now got the time to look at our team, and we can see what our season 2 team accomplished and the changes that I'm about to make. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. And if you do, give it a big old thumbs up. But let's see what our players have done, who we're removing, and the new cards we have geared up to bring in for the remainder of the week until we get more new cards. So I hope you do enjoy it. So we're just going to get right into it, guys. This is my season 2 team. This is the team that, yes, with Nylander on it, there was small progressions throughout the season 2 grind at the start, but this is the season 2 team that did the heavy lifting for the majority of it. And what I mean by majority lifting is this team got 1 win away from plat. So I'm going to make a small altercation to the team here. Actually, it's going to be a pretty big one. And I am going to see if we can get this team into platinum. We were right there. We were right there against some of the best players. Because remember, at the very start of the season, all the players from Ultimate, Elite, Diamond, Platinum, they all dropped back down to Gold. So I did get to Gold 5 playing against the best, theoretically, depending on who I matched up against. But however, now that I'm making the team slightly better and those players have moved on, maybe I can now take a shot at ranked again and push my way up into platinum. We're gonna have to wait and see. But let's see the team, how they did, and the changes that I'm making. So we're gonna start with the stat sheet. And into the season, you're gonna notice that Jake Guentzel was and still is my best player. 390 games online with 162 points. 413 games online for Dylan Larkin and 160 points. You're gonna like this CN line did a lot of heavy lifting for me, so this line will stay. They're just gonna slide down the charts just a little bit. Tanev, I don't know what Tanev's future is. We're gonna see what our forwards look like. We're gonna leave the D-core if we don't need any salary. If we do need a little bit of salary, this Tanev Edmondson line will have to change. But John Tavares as well putting in good work for us. Unfortunately, I can't keep John Tavares on the team. I've been looking at how to rearrange stuff. JT will be back. We just got to wait for a lineup combo to allow that to happen. But I am going to try to piece together a team that I can run 4 deep lines, always changing my lines so everyone's always fresh and just trying to get into plat. Mo Seider is going to be staying with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the team of the week combos, unless I can get better team of the week defensemen, which wouldn't really matter unless I had the extra cash, because these two are cheap. They're $10 million and they provide me a $6 million salary, and they're decent for a third line. So they're going to be sticking around. Lucas Raymond will not be sticking around. He is going to be getting the cut from the team. William Nylander. That's right. We got the William Nylander. 5 days into the XP path being out, and he's already got 162 games under his belt with 53 goals. That's right. Nylander has a chunk of goals for those games played. And by the way, if you're quickly looking, Nylander is the only one positive. So that can show you the progression of ranked, right? We started out ranked, and ranked was very hard because teams were just really good, right? We got really good players dropping down all the way back down to gold that you had to play against, and they were really good. So my season 2 team at the start had to face some really good players. So that is where all the negatives come from. And then you see the positives with the later edition. As the really, really hard players have moved on, I'm more in my skill level now, where you see the newly acquired players like Quinn Hughes, Philip Roenick, Nico Hischier, and William Nylander are positive players because we're taking less of those games against really, really good robots. Now, with that being said, this is the squad. They've been playing pretty good, but it's time to restructure it a little bit to see if we can inch our way into platinum. Now, what is this restructure going to look like? This is going to be a big hit. Right out of the gate, I just want to say that this is going to be a big hit. We're going to start on offense. We're going to put Bjorkstrand and Nico on the 4th line. We're going to move Yager up to the opposite side on the 2nd line. Now, don't worry, Tage is not going anywhere. Tage is going to be going where Lucas Raymond is, and then we're going to bring down Larkin and Guentzel, as that CN line was so good for us that they've got to stay together. Now, as for that, those are our moves. That is all of our moves that we are doing with the team. As for current players, now you may be looking at some of this and thinking, what are we doing? Well, we got to start removing guys from the lineup. So we're going to be removing everyone else that we pretty much didn't just move. Again, just in the forward locations. We're piecing together the team as we see it in our head to be the best that we can try to get it to be. And remember to leave in the comment section down below, guys, what you think about this season 2 team that we have morphed into a little bit. I know people aren't going to like Jaromir Jagr being a left wing, left hand, but it's a lineup combination. It's what works. And he's really the third option on that forward group. You'll see what I mean. So firstly, we're going to be putting in Tim Stützle to be paired up with William Nylander. And this is going to be interesting to a couple of people and probably why Chris Tanev will no longer be on our team, but that's something we'll cross when we get there. So we got Slafkovsky going in to bring that line up to a much needed little boost, right? Now we have an additional salary of $6 million, which is huge. And then it also gives us 5 AP. So this is a really, really good lineup for me. And I'm going to need it because 1, I'm going to need the AP, and 2, I'm going to need that money for the complete depth. But again, with Slafkovsky being only an 84, Tanev might have to go to get salary boost on the back end as well, but also to give the collectibles to Slafkovsky. And then you might be wondering what we're doing with Jagr. Well, Jagr has been a very good card for me. I've enjoyed using him, and he's a great pairing with Matthew Knies, right? I wanted to get Matthew Knies in my lineup. He's a Leaf. I love him as a player. He's unbelievable to watch play the game of hockey, and I had to get him in there. Now, there is a couple of players that I've been saying are the best in this new grudge match event. 1 being Matthew Knies because I'm biased, 2 being Tim Stützle because he just looks like a very good card, and 3 putting another Montreal Canadian on my team being none other than Nick Suzuki. And this also helps my team out with just with the line combos, right? It's all about the line combos. It's all about helping your team out. And this gets our second lineup to a 90 overall with Matthew Knies and Suzuki and an 89 with Jaromir Jagr. Now, of course, we are going to be keeping that CN lineup for that money boost and the AP plus the overall is nice. This is just a nice, solid third line that eventually will probably be my fourth line. And then when it comes to my fourth line, we got a lineup combo with captain and with the captain card and the Nico Hischier card if we pair him up with our BND Justin Brazeau. Again, this is a righty-lefty-righty. I'm not really too concerned about that. 1, it's the fourth line. They're just there to give me money. If I can work in some AP there, I will. This is going to be something I have to work with, but he's a cheap card. He's a BND. He can go on my fourth line and help out. His 83 speed and 81 shooting is absolutely terrible. So now that I think about it, we actually got a call from the front office saying Hagelin is ready to play. He also gives us that 7 million, but he gives us 85 speed if they got caught out on the ice. The whole thing is just get the puck to Nico, as Nico will do the heavy lifting on this line if this line gets caught on the ice. But they give us 7 million, and he's $1 million cheaper than Brazeau. So I'm saying that name wrong. So it is actually even a little bit better. Now, when I look at my goaltending for starters, Darcy Kemper isn't going anywhere. Darcy Kemper has played 255 games for me. He has 158 wins. He is an 85 save percentage with a 2.3 goals against. Now, again, this is online, so I don't mind that. 2 goals against, 2.5 goals against online. I can deal with that. If I can get 3 goals, I have good faith that Darcy Kemper is going to steal me the game. So I just got to get 3 goals. That's the goal in every online game for me, is score 3 goals. Don't worry about a couple that go in. You just got to score 3. Darcy will do the rest of the work. So Darcy stays in net. Plus, he's also giving me 10 million salary. Now, that being said, my decor is pretty sound, but I do need collectibles for Slafkovsky. So what I'm going to have to do is look at removing Tanev from the squad. Now, I don't want to go lefty-lefty on defense, especially. So that leaves me building the one card that I really disappointed with through the entirety of the season, or well, through the entirety of this grudge match event, and that's the Cale Makar. I could build Heiskanen and put Heiskanen on that bottom pairing and have him with Moritz Seider, but that doesn't give me the collectibles that I need from Tanev to give to Slafkovsky, and it doesn't do anything for me for salary because it's just replacing 6 million for 6 million. So unfortunately, for right now, I will be removing Tanev from the squad. It does a couple of things for me. It opens up the collectibles, and even though I'm not a massive fan of the Cale Makar, it also gives me $6 million salary, which is nice. And even though like I'm not a fan of Cale Makar, the reason I'm not a fan of him is because of his ability set, right? The card itself is a good card. So if I don't have to activate abilities on him, that just saves me abilities to put them elsewhere. That's the only reason I don't like this card, is the abilities are so weak compared to other Cale Makar cards. But his speed is good, his defensive awareness and stick check are good, his body check's meh, but his speed and shot is where it's at. So I'm okay with him. He's just not the best Cale Makar. That is why it's kind of like a disappointment, because when a new card comes out of a player you like, you want it to be better than the previous one you had. But that brings me up to $167 million, which is good because now I can put those collectibles on Slafkovsky, making him even better for that top pairing. So I'm going to power him up, see where that leaves me. And if I can get Edmondson up a little bit more, that's even better. So I still have $4 million. And I want you guys to leave in the comment section down below. Help me out with this one. If we can make it happen, I would love to know your feedback. This is a season 2 team, but base cards and fantasy cards are year-long cards, so they're all right to use in a season 2 team. So that brings me to my question here. You're going to see fantasy with Toronto and fantasy with Detroit. So it doesn't matter, righty lefty, I can get my fantasy card in here. And that fantasy card is going to be Boehm Byram. So my question to you guys is, do I put Boehm Byram on my third pairing decor? Or do I leave Oliver Ekman-Larsson on my third pairing decor? And that gives me the extra fundage to power up Edvinsson. So I'm going to leave that one up to you guys. But the money didn't line up when I had Byram on my team. So I would have to power Edvinsson down to an 86 overall. So do you want to see 89 Makar with 89 Edvinsson, or 89 Makar with 86 Edvinsson, and we take Oliver Ekman-Larsson out and we put in Boehm Byram? Remember, if Boehm Byram scores, his salary goes up, which is going to cause more problems for us. So guys, you leave me in the comment section down below what you think is the best play. I think the way this team is built currently is the best way to get our team to platinum. So I guess the only thing left to do is the AP, which on this $167 million team, we have 41 AP. I do not activate Ankle Breaker on William Nylander. I just don't like it. It's not something that I do a lot. I don't deke a lot because my biggest deke is toe drags, and the toe drags just aren't it this year. We will see where we are, but Rocket and Stick 'em Up will stay. Wheels and Tape to Tape will stay. Big Rig and Tape to Tape will stay as of right now. Like I said, we'll wait and see where we're at. Tape to Tape and Stick 'em Up will stay on Edmondson. Tape to Tape's not the best, but it's also not terrible for a defenseman to have. Quick Release and Wheels don't need to be on Nico because he's on my fourth line. But if he does get caught out there, he will be the guy that I rely heavily on. So having a little extra perks on him, if I can afford it, will be what I keep. I only run one ability on goalies, and it's usually going to be Showstopper. I would say run your blue ability, your best ability at all times. But if you have Showstopper, that's the one that I always prefer. And then Tage Thompson is going to have Quick Release, no contest. I'll come back to if I have the available fundage. Yager will get Backhand Beauty, but again, not Ankle Breaker. Matthew Nyes will get Unstoppable and Spark Plug. I will do Backhand Beauty on Suzuki, but again, not Ankle Breaker. Quick Release will stay on Bjorkstrand, but if I need 2 points, that's where it'll be coming from. I'm not a big fan of Pressure or No Contest, but if I have 2 left over, I will put it on Pressure. Cale Makar, like I said, these 2 abilities don't do anything for me, so I will probably just stay away from them. Suzuki will get Unstoppable Force 100% and Big Tipper. He's going to be an unbelievable card for me, and I can't wait to see his stats in the next 200 games. Slafkovsky will get Unstoppable Force and Elite Edges. Elite Edges does activate off of deking or L2ing for the most part, but you can get it other ways. And then Tape to Tape and Truculence will go on my last D pairing. Again, Truculence is really good. Tape to Tape is decent. And that leaves me with 1 ability point to spend. And I think what I'm going to do is come all the way up with no contest on Tage Thompson. It was either no contest on Tage, who's the 3rd liner, elite edges on Bjorkstrand, who's a 4th liner, or getting no contest on Jake Guentzel. Jake Gensel's been phenomenal for me, but I'll put no contest on Tage Thompson because he's bigger. He'll be doing the puck carrying. Gensel's the guy that gets open for the shot or speeds up the boards. Again, I don't care about either one of these abilities. And then everything else is kind of filled up except for Spark Plug on Hagel, who's on the 4th line, so I'm not really worried about it. So that is a dynamite setup for my team, getting maximum AP, maximum salary, and just a great squad. I can't wait to see if this team makes plat, guys. If you want to watch, come over to BurkCrown88 on Twitch. Check me out and see if we're in plat. And if we're not, chirp me about it. Tell me we got to get to plat because we should be up there as long as we're having fun. But thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you do enjoy it. Until next time, ciao, ciao. We just received a massive trade and we can't turn it down. We had a massive trade sending Mo Seider and Oliver Ekman-Larsson out of town. Now you might be wondering what we got for those two. Well, it's a pretty big addition. For Mo Seider and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, we got none other than Cam Fowler. Now, we would like to go and sign Justin Falk because that would be unbelievable. But if my memory serves me correctly, Justin Falk is a season 1 player. So unfortunately, we will not be acquiring Justin Falk on the team here today. Justin Falk, I believe, was in the Evgeny Malkin, which was right before, so we can't use Falk. But luckily for us, they do have a Matt Kessel card. So Matt Kessel will be who we pick up to get out there. He was a BND we acquired from doing stuff in the CN event. So we had him. It was lucky we had him, right? So this is what we are going to do, and I can't wait to see how it shapes up. But I am now collection poor. No XP path, no ranked rewards, no nothing. We are bone dry, but we've got a team to put a good run up until we can collect fodder for probably not this week, but the next event. So now it's time to grind, save, and get ready, and this is the team we'll be doing it with.